Hello world, and welcome back to Minecraft Memoir. In the last episode, we went mining for a bit, died a lot, and finished building our windmill. Actually, we didn't finish it, but we did in between episodes, so let's go check that out. I think in today's episode, we will work on the roof of the house more. I've got a sort of general idea on how we're going to connect the roof for the body of the house that's kind of in the mountain. So this is what we did on the windmill in between episodes. You can see I added some mossy cobble down here. I think that looks pretty good. I also added these fence supports, and I also chopped out a bit of this one. It would make more sense if this thing is spinning. Real life windmills, it's just an actual platform, but since we had to lower ours a bit, I'm making some design compromises. But yeah, just small details here and there. So on the inside, it looks pretty much the same on the ground floor. But up here, we've done a bit of work. So we added in some windows. I said I was going to do that, and I think this design looks pretty good. I feel like there still needs to be something here, and like the step up still kind of looks harsh. So we might do something with that yet. But this is the second floor. Third floor. Very nice. And the fourth floor with the cap looks pretty good. I was on the fence on whether or not I wanted to put like a large middle log pillar in here. I decided to do it. It seemed like it would make sense building wise, but I don't know. I kind of like the spiral staircase. I think it's the most space efficient way of getting up to the roof. I mean, aside from a ladder, of course, but yeah, that's not cool. So yeah, I think all in all, it looks pretty good. As updates come out, I might, fiddle with it, throw some more blocks just to make it a little more different, not all the same block. So yeah, I think I explained in one of the last episodes that I wasn't really sure what to do with the rest of the roofs, because my ideas were going to have a lot of like, intersecting walls and roofs, make the house look pretty dynamic. So I think to start, I'll finish this side that's just empty. Ooh, free feathers. Don't mind if I do. And arrows. Well, I guess if I have to. Yeah, so I think I'll finish. Excuse me, I'm recording a video. I'll record, or I'll finish this side, or at least get some walls up. And I believe I also said this before, but the kind of pitch that this side of the roof takes, the sharp angle up, on this side, we'll keep this, but on this side, we'll make it slope a little more slowly. I think that'll allow us to kind of get more space out of this part of the house here. Hopefully, by the end of the episode today, we can walk around our house without fear of getting dive bombed by somebody. We also need to put some torches up here. This is totally a side note thing, but every night, every day, mobs spawn up here, and then they can like see you through walls, and so every time I leave the house, they'll like to drop on my head. So yeah, that's right, I'm getting your wool. So we need to put some torches up here, but I'll do that off camera. I think for starters, I'll kind of work on the wall down there. It's a bit of a progress update here. I've started working on the side, trying to figure out the angle that I want to slope at. But we finished the wall, more or less. I might add a few more details afterwards, but I think this looks pretty good. I added a third glass layer to the windows. I think the round looks a little better than just the square. So I also added little peepholes at the top, and those look pretty cute. So now we're trying to figure out where we want the wall and the roof to end. I'm pretty sure the roof, the last block of the roof is, I believe, Y99. It'd be right here. I placed this just so I could remember. But that involves me cutting off a lot of this mountain material. It's not a ton, it's only like 3 layers, but I don't know. I don't really want to work against the landscape. Um, let's see back here. Yeah, the roof would kind of end probably here-ish. So I'm not 100% sure. I think I'll play with the design. Regardless, I'm going to have to chop some amount of the mountain off, but I would like it to be as little as possible. So I'm going to head inside since it's turning nighttime here. But we'll see what I come up with, I guess. So I haven't made much progress with the roof yet. Still trying to figure out the slope that I want to go at. With the way that I've placed these blocks, the slabs don't really want to cooperate. Like I want to place things on the top half of a block, but you can't in this version of the game, and it's going to be a while until we can. So we're going to have to change our design, or just figure out, a better way of placing these. But I just had a really good idea. I try to stay cognizant of things like scope creep, focus on one task at a time, but that's very difficult for me. So right here, we've got like this kind of valley in between these two peaks. And even before I cut a bunch of this material off, there's still this valley here. And usually in real life, that happens because of erosion. I'm actually not sure if that's how it happens on this large of a scale. But, we'll say it's erosion, right? So what if at the top of this peak here, I haven't actually come up here before. Oh wow, yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can do. I really love how we have these big flat mountain peaks. Allows us to do a lot of building on them. So I was thinking if we had some sort of pond or lake up here, we could have a stream run down here off the mountain right about here, and then we would have a stream flow that way and that way. That would be a nice feature because this wall is just kind of looking at another big wall, and I was trying to figure out how do we make this interesting. This isn't a great view, so we could totally do that. And then if we really want to get crazy, there we go. We could potentially hook that up to the tiny button lake over there. So just a thought. Right, so I might have had a few issues in the last recordings I've made. Like the last two, I didn't record in full screen, and that affects the resolution I record at. So there might be like some small issues with those. I might not be able to include them. But here's how the back looks. I just ran inside. It's a few days later, IRL. So I think this looks pretty good. I'm not 100% sure still about this back wall. I did want it to be a little more grand looking, and while it is, I'm just not 100%. I still might toggle with this. I might put like planks on this last row of glass here. But for now, this is what it looks like. Also, yes, right here, we do have a diagonal. I think that's kind of cool. Adds a little bit of variety. Yeah, I figure since we're not using this space, we could just kind of have it curve around it. I still have to put something on the other side of this glass, but, it's in progress still. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. This patch of gravel was actually just here. I didn't place this. This is just all natural. So it kind of went to my door. I think it looked kind of nice, so I left it. I'll still play around. I might have to cut out a little more area here, get that rounded wall and put a pond in. I still think that stream idea is kind of neat. So yeah, all in all, I think this is pretty good. So now we're going to take a look at the roofs up here. So I've started figuring out the slopes, and I think these will be good. Um, so the idea is, since this window pops forward more, I kind of want to make this part of the house just pop forward more in general. And this will be the slope for it. It's a little higher than this one here, which will be the roof for, more the hallway chest room type part of the house. I think that'll look nice. Like I mentioned, a lot of intersecting roofs look kind of cool. So, yeah, I think this looks pretty good. And then this one will just kind of intersect into a wall that I'll put here-ish. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 blocks forward. As far as the roof for right here, I'm not 100% sure on this. There's a good chance I'm gonna redo like this entire part of the house. I think I mentioned it before. My tastes have changed. My building style is a little more refined, I think. And just what I want to go for is a little different. So, big straight glass windows aren't the move anymore, I don't think. We might still incorporate like the idea of it, but yeah, that might get renovated. So yeah, now I guess I'll work on getting this roof kind of built back more. Get those free arrows. Yeah. The last thing I want to mention is I was struggling with this roof before, and I still am. But now that this roof overhangs, it's not as big of a deal because, IRL, I still need to put the slabs in. But IRL, that would mean that only this is like getting rainwater on it. So, it's kind of fixed. I can just kind of make this flat roof if I really want to, which I think I might. So after recording that last clip, I realized I never really explained how I go about figuring out roof slopes and stuff. I've been just kind of building it in the background. So I figured I'd kind of explain that to you guys while I figure out this one here. So what I like to do is just place regular blocks for the kind of initial slope. First, I figure out how far away I want the roof to be from like whatever wall I'm building it on. So for instance, we'll talk about this roof here. It's only 1 block away from this wall, but in actuality, I still need to put the slabs on, so it'll be 2. And since I build everything on an odd number, that means that the whole house will still be an odd number's length. I usually build it 2 out. I think over here I might have only built it 1. Let's go check. I can't tell, actually. Yeah, I only built it 1 off over here, which is still fine. It really doesn't matter a whole lot. Like, nobody will notice if, the roof is built at 2 blocks versus 1. But I think, just kind of depending on what you're building, you can do that. I think over here, a longer roof will look nicer. It'll give everything a little more depth, and the construction there was kind of already pretty depth filled, so that roof doesn't need to be, but here it's all just kind of square. So the roof is what's bringing in the artistic ability. So after we figure out these regular block slopes, actually I'm going to turn to this one now, because this is what I want to figure out before that one. After I figure out the regular blocks, I start switching things out with stairs. This process is a little different version to version. When I'm building in regular full release Minecraft, I usually start out with stairs, but since they break and like you lose them in this version, I don't want to just build with stairs. So, yeah, so I figure out how I want it with the regular blocks, and then we put in the stairs. So it's all there, good enough. And a lot of temporary bridges. Yeah, I think that looks good. I kind of wanted this one to be a little more peaky, but that leaves it as a whole block. So I might make this just a half block with the slabs here. So after I figure out this slope, I still need to figure out this side. Um, I try to figure out how much I can place without breaking like the landscape. So I'll build to like right there, and I figure I'll stop. And then after that, I want to figure out this edging. So the edging can go a little farther below the regular blocks. You can see like I'm okay if the regular cobble shows. So we'll have it like that. On the edges, I think we'll turn this to stairs as well. All right. And you can see why I kind of build off camera because it's a lot easier. I can be quiet and focus on, you know, what I'm actually trying to do. So, oh, didn't mean that. Okay. The whole thing is I build little parts at a time and I kind of switch between tasks very frequently. But so for the edging, this is kind of important. In these older versions, you can only place on the bottom half of a block. I'm kind of building houses. I think I've explained this before. We'll kind of move and do other things. We'll move on in our world in later versions. So this area is going to be built with like alpha building or early beta building mechanics in mind. Eventually, once this area is kind of complete, we'll move on and make another beautiful area. And obviously, we'll keep coming back here. We'll link everything up, make it look nice. But this is going to be very alpha themed building. So I want everything to look finished and polished while it is. I don't, you know, I might come back here and fix up some small things, but I'm not going to like come back here and redesign whole areas. So that being the case, I figured I'd get that out of the way. It is nighttime, but I think we'll risk it. I've got enough recording of this roof that if anything blows up, you know, I can probably fix it. Although we might get some torches and light this up. Okay, so I went a little ham overnight with the torches. So it's now daytime, but hopefully there's no more mobs around outside. However, okay, yeah, thought so. This could be really good or really bad. If there's a spawner in here, that'd be super cool. Actually, I guess it couldn't be really bad. If there's no spawner, it's just a case of doing a bunch of torching. There's 3 of them down there. That was really surprising. I hear more, too. Okay. Well, that's really disappointing. Anyway, so I was explaining earlier how we do the roof designing. So let's get back up if I can. And look at this. So yeah, what I do, right, I think I explained already. So I place the blocks on the bottom half. Since in these older versions, you have to place the slabs on bottom halves. Or at the very least, you can't place them on the top half without placing them on the bottom half. It just makes sense. Start it on the bottom half, that's your baseline. And then you kind of build your way up. I like to make it such that all the slabs are touching, like at least side to side by at least another slab. So it does make these front bits seem a little boxy. But I think it's okay. Like, I think it works well with this older design anyway. But then you get like weird angles like this. So you need to add another slab there. And then, you know, maybe you want to make it look a little smoother. You could put a slab here and here. Yeah. I think that looks pretty good. So now I'll just extend this roof as far back as I can before I hit another roof. And then I'll stop, figure out that roof design. And basically, as I get to this point, I just kind of keep building the other roofs in very small increments until they're built. Um, I just like place a block here, place a block here, and eventually there's only one block that's like I'm on the fence about, and that ends up just being whatever I'm kind of in the mood for. And it usually will make a good roof. So really awful advice on my end, I know, but I guess I would just suggest build, if you want intersecting roofs, build both of them at the same time. Build, whatever roof you think is more important first, and then you build your second, and just kind of build them closer and closer and closer together until you have to make a decision on, what blocks are going where. Thankfully, I kind of had a bit of foresight when planning this build, or planning this roof. So these guys will link together pretty well without a whole lot of overlap. Like here, there's going to be overlap. Okay, whatever, 2 blocks, that's fine. But like here, I'll have to figure out, because I probably, well, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you get the idea. I'm gonna keep designing this. I still have to figure out this whole side and what of this dirt I'm gonna take off. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So I had an idea on how to better design the slab part of the roof slope. So I wanted to just get like a bit of a before here. All right, and here is the newer design. Not 100% sure if I love it. I might end up going back to the one we had before. The idea here is for like the kind of rules I wanted to follow for building the edging, I figured like the top half of the stairs should be allowed to show, but that kind of means that we have to put, bottom half slabs on everything, and then up there it's like 6 slabs. Kind of gives it like a Pizza Hut effect, which I don't really love. So it's all a work in progress. I figured I would just get the idea down so that at the very least I can change it later back to what it was. But better than just forgetting. I think that that design idea works well here since the roof isn't as big. It's only 4 half slabs tall. But yeah, I'm also digging away land here because I don't want this roof to actually be touching land. So I need a new shovel. But that kind of allows me to figure out what sort of landscape we're going to have left after pieces of the roof are taken away. I still don't know what I want to do here. We might just have the roof just kind of end into a wall, and we'll build over top of it. I know I just said I didn't want that, but, compromises need to be made when I'm building into the side of a mountain in an older version of the game. So let me make some new tools and I'll keep messing around with this roof here. I love when small things work out in my favor. I've been trying to figure out like a type of, I need a post for this upper roof here to sit onto, and this corner just perfectly lines up to where I needed a post to go. So now I can kind of mirror that on the other side and keep going. Just love when it works out like that, when like something inside the house and outside, when you weren't really coordinating. Oh, beautiful. Love it. So given that I'm putting a post here, I do my best to try to mirror like any wood beams that are, imaginarily holding things up. I try to mirror them. So this is where that would mirror to. Some blocks here so I can walk around. It goes right there. It goes right through the edge of this like tiny roof here that I've been having trouble with. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll try to figure out what to do with this one before I do anything else. The final result, dun, 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 I think this looks really good. I messed around with this for about like a half an hour before I figured out something I liked. We made this window into an L-shaped window. Having it popped out one kind of messed with the measurements. But it was good in that, so I was gonna have to place a block here. I was gonna have to place like either wood or glass here, which would mean that like we couldn't have glass sitting right against this post here, which I kind of want. Although I'm not 100% sure because we still have to intersect this roof. But regardless, we did that. We put a little accent there. I think that looks cute. And here's how it looks down here. Let me see if I can jump down without hurting myself. I've wasted so much food during all this building. These guys are too noisy. Oh. Yeah, I've wasted a lot of food during building. I keep falling. So hopefully I can stop doing that, or else we're gonna have to go make a special food run. I think that looks pretty good though. It's all on the same level as these lower roofs, which I was hoping you'd be like at least a block below that. But all in all, I'd say it looks pretty nice. I think it'll blend in well after we're done with the other roof sections. So now I need to figure out how to make this stop and this start in a pleasing way. Tough. I'm not really positive how I'm going to go about doing that. I might just build a wall only where the roof would be and where empty space would be here. So it'll be this just kind of thin open area that's actually wall, and all the rest is open. Gonna play around. I'm not 100% sure. I need to stop saying play around. I say that way too much. But I'll throw some things around. There we go. That's new. All right, she's coming together very nicely. So we've got I don't actually think I've done any progress on this side, but here we've got the roof extended out a bit. I decided that this roof would continue across, and then we'll just figure out whatever overhang option here we're going to do. I think this is good. There's this little hallway here that I would like to make a door of some sort. So that being the case, I think there's enough space where I could do it a 3 wide hallway and just a very tiny pitch roof going this way. I think this is tall enough that I can squeeze that in, so that'll look good. And here's how the roof looks from the inside. This, I'm not 100% sure about this design still. Like the wood in real life, I guess it would probably be under the cobble, but that just makes it a little too low for my tastes. So we'll leave that there like that. I think that the design looks pretty good still. Yeah, so now I got to figure out the roof over here. Maneuver my way around. There's also this is still too tall. Two half slabs tall. But this one is only one. I think that looks kind of weird, but it just looks a little too thick if I put a second one. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it like that. Yeah, I definitely want it a little taller though. So now we've got this. And since we've got most of this roof already, that goes there. Since we've got most of this roof already done, it's not going to take us very long. We might have to destroy this though, which is fine. This was, these slabs were placed. Actually, not might. We will definitely destroy this. These slabs were placed, in ye old days of 2020, 2019, whenever I first started uploading. Wow, I can't even remember the year. That's really weird. So yeah, we'll destroy those. Not a big deal. And we're going to just extend this back. At every point here, I'm going to put some stairs. Every point where it's a block that goes to a block, we do stairs. And then I'll do kind of the same aesthetic with the slabs. So actually, why don't I try figuring those out before I cut here? Yeah, so I wanted the peak to be right here. That feels good. Might do stairs, like here and here, and then, because I really like half slabs as the top block. So that could look good. Yeah, I think we'll go with that though. And then I still have to figure out how to place the slabs without them looking like a Pizza Hut. But that shouldn't be too difficult. I think we'll have the overhang not on a block be 2 here as well. I did 2 over there, but everywhere else is really just 1. So I think that should work out style-wise. Yeah, we need to get more serious. Okay, I definitely can't do this and talk at the same time. I really hope you understand that. Like, I'm not trying to exclude you when I build off camera. It's just I can't talk super well while doing it. Eventually, you know, I'll become skilled like that. Didn't mean to do that. But until then, I'm just not good enough, you know? So, yeah, let's figure this out. Man, I cannot wait until we update to beta 1.0. Like, I'm enjoying playing alpha 1.2.6. However, punching out any tree and all the leaves if I have to chop a tree down is so painful, so time consuming. Anyway, so we've got the house, or the new roof addition, almost finished here. There's still an empty space there, but I figure we'll probably maybe put like a single piece of glass, but the rest is just planks. So that's not a big deal. I think it looks really good. I like the intersecting roofs a lot. The only thing oh yeah, I knew, I thought I heard you. Okay, come here. Only thing is, oh, now he's in the house. Brother. Okay. There we go. Only thing I don't love is that there's that single piece of the smooth stone slab. We'll leave him. Because I wanted to have lines following any like contours. But since that contour just kind of cuts into, I'm trying to get on top of the roof to see it. I just can't remember the way up. Yeah, you see here, it just kind of disappears. I think that's all right. I don't think I'm gonna make it continue up here because then we would have to probably mirror it down there and it would just look strange. So ending it right there is fine for me. Yeah, let's go inside. I'll show you what it looks like. Building this roof, I keep having to walk inside and there's just no easy way to get in. So you see, I did have to mess the ceiling up a bit here. I'm okay with it. You know, I would much prefer having like a messy, kind of screwed up ceiling than having mobs fall on our heads. So I'll probably change whatever here. Maybe I'll just make it straight stone. That could be all right. I think that's a part of a design of a certain roof. It makes it more 3D. So we have a ton of dirt that I need to get rid of here. But at the moment, I'm trying to figure out how far back the roof should go. We also need to determine what to do here. Thinking maybe we bring this middle 5 glass back here. Imagine this is glass. So we would have it go there, switch out the walls, and then we could just simply extend this part of the roof. Our alternative is we'll make another intersecting roof line go this way. Okay. Well, I guess I'll grab his feather. Yeah, but I do kind of like the observatory look. So, not 100% sure I should really get on like a creative world and mess around with like curved roof designs. Because it uses a lot of resources to mess around with designs in survival. So yeah, I think it looks really good though. Like this is going to be a great roof. We're also figuring out, how much of this do I need to destroy? Think what we might do is have the roofs just kind of go and then disappear into some landscape, and we'll build up instead of destroy the landscape. That way it's just, oh, there's too much mountain, the houses have to go under, rather than there's not enough and then we destroy parts of the mountain and then there's stripes of roof and then stripes of mountain material. I think that would look kind of bad. So we'll kind of build up some material here and have the roof cutoff go in a bit of a curve this way, I think, because there's less material here. And I'm more okay if the roof pops out on the sides than I am if it pops out in the middle. So we definitely do need to put up some landscape though, because like these slabs pop out. These are the ceiling tiles in the garden underneath. So we definitely want to put some more like dirt and landscape over that. So I realized I've been recording here for about 40 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of stuff or just, do a lot of fancy trimming. So we're probably gonna have to finish the roof in the next episode. But this is what we're looking like so far. It looks very good. I got the landscape here kind of figured out. Still need to build up a bit over here. And we got to move these trees out of the way and kind of just smooth the hill over in general. But yeah, this looks pretty good. I think this is a good stopping point anyway. Most of the holes into my house are now gone, which is great. And in the next episode, we'll probably finish doing that. And I don't know, I guess start another project, maybe do some internal decorating, or we'll go exploring. Who knows? Honestly, I have no clue. I always fly by the seat of my pants from every episode to episode. So yeah. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I think this looks great. Oh man, this is awesome. I'm really loving this whole design that we're doing. So yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and goodbye.